In 2009, you testified before this committee in favor of then-Judge Sotomayor's nomination to the Supreme Court, and you asserted that the concerns about her views on the Second Amendment were, quote, wild speculation, close quote. After she was appointed to the Supreme Court, having been confirmed here, Justice Sotomayor joined Justice Breyer's dissent in a case called McDonald versus City of Chicago, which declared that the Second Amendment does not restrict the ability of states and localities to regulate firearms. That was the position taken by the dissent. The dissent also questioned the reasoning of Heller, the case in which the Supreme Court concluded that the Second Amendment does, in fact, provide a right to bear arms to the individual. Now, do you stand by your 2009 testimony?
Yes, sir, I do, because at the time we reviewed her previous court decisions in New York, and as I recall, there were very little or no actual Second Amendment cases in her portfolio at that time. And obviously, as Senator Ernst said, hindsight may be 20/20, but at the time, we took the available information from her record.
Do you still believe that it was baseless speculation that caused some people to question her belief in a Second Amendment right to bear arms?
At that time, I believe that, Senator. Now, looking at her decisions, my opinion might be different, but at that time, we saw nothing that indicated that she was a judge that didn't believe in the Second Amendment.
Here's the concern I have. Time and time again, you've made statements about the Second Amendment. You made statements with regard to Justice Sotomayor. You turned out to be wrong. You've embraced another number of policies that run roughshod over the rights of law-abiding citizens in favor of the authority of the government. Time and time again, when we see this kind of activity, it involves government activity that very often has the tendency, the potential, and in many cases the practical effect of making life more difficult for law-abiding American citizens while doing little or nothing to restrict actual criminal behavior. That is of great concern to me, given that we're talking about vesting immense regulatory power in you. You referred earlier to the fact that you'd have access to experts on your staff. That's code for executive branch bureaucrats. If those are the people who are going to be making the decision, that concerns me as well. Your answers today have unfortunately not alleviated the concerns which I hoped you might be able to alleviate today. Thank you.